Warning: Alan and JJ Johnson are not professional comedians. During this program, you will be exposed to unfiltered dad jokes in their most potent and raw form, dads telling them to each other. Watching this video may lead to serious physical harm, including facepalm concussions, head-shaking whiplash, and uncontrollable groaning. Proceed at your own risk.
Hey YouTube, this is Alan.
And this is JJ.
And this is Two Dads and a Joke. We're going to give you a 6-pack of dad jokes and with a little shot of parenting advice. And so I'm Alan Brocken. I'm an author of the soon to be released, as in this Sunday coming up on November 3rd, the Light of Mine, book 1 of the Towers of Light series. Awesome, about to come out. JJ, introduce yourself.
I'm JJ Johnson, and I write middle grade fiction. I'm the author of the Iggy and Oz series, and book 1, Iggy and Oz, the Plastic Dinos of Doom, just came out. Yes, there it is. Thank you, Alan. Awesome. Right next to yours, by the way, which looks incredible up there as well. So that book came out back in September, on September 17th, and it's been doing very, very well. I'm very happy with it. So.
Yeah, it is amazing. It's a page turner. I picked it up and I'm like almost done. Like it just boom, boom, boom. It's amazing. And that whole Todd Stearns vomit thing is awesome.
The vomit chapter. Yes.
Yes, it's the vomit chapter. But you know what we've been missing here? It's we haven't had a dad joke yet. We're sloughing off for our our audience here. So it is kind of Halloween.
It is.
It's kind of that Halloween episode, and we have not really dressed up. Although I am sporting some real Darth Vader-ness today. I got Darth Vader.
Yeah. See, I have a mason jar full of water. Sorry. I should.
Yeah, that's as much. There we go.
I should have filled up my TARDIS mug or something.
Yeah, something. That's as close to dress up this day. But so I thought I'd do some Halloween themed jokes today.
Okay.
So.
What you got for me?
So, what do you call it when a black cat falls on a treadmill?
Ooh. I have no idea.
A catastrophe.
Oh. Alan, come on, man. Alright, I got one for you. Okay. Why do ghosts like to ride in elevators?
I don't know. Why do ghosts like to ride in elevators?
Because it lifts their spirits.
It lifts their spirits.
That's a good one, man.
It's better than catastrophe.
all right.
It's better. I give you that.
All right.
So, JJ, you know what? We have a winner for last season's Iggy's Dino Box Dad Joke Contest.
Yes, I've been dying to find out who this is going to be. Who is the winner? Tell us who the winner of the Dino Box is.
The winner of Iggy's Dino Box is Josh Smith.
Josh Smith!
Yes. Atmosphere joke.
Yes.
It had more atmosphere. It was 66% of the vote out there. Josh Smith is the winner. So it was a winner by a good, strong, 2-1 margin.
There you go. All right. Well, congrats, Josh. So we will get that out to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, we'll contact you and all that. Okay, so, with that in mind, what's going on with your writing right now? Anything amazing?
Yeah, actually, I'm wrapping up book 2 of the Iggy and Oz series, Iggy and Oz and the Soda Pop Wars. So, what would happen if you drink soda and you get superpowers? And I'm about 3,000 to 4,000 words away from finishing that up. And then this Friday, I'm starting book 3. I'm just doing both of these books back to back, first drafts. And that is Iggy and Oz and the Living Snot. And so I'm going to be working on that during the month of November. And hopefully
The Living Snot.
The Living Snot, man.
So is that like a NaNoWriMo thing you're doing?
Yeah, I don't really do a whole lot of NaNoWriMo that much, but it just kind of worked out perfectly this year where it was timed, and I really just need to get some work done. And so I just figured, you know what? Why not do it? And Iggy and Oz stories are short. They're about 25,000 words. So I should be able to knock it out in the month of November. So.
That's awesome. Well, I'm in the same boat. We have the launch on Sunday of Light of Mine. Amazing.
Yes.
Light of Mine.
Exciting.
I'm super excited about that, and it's like a public event. I'm going to the Bloomington, Illinois writers, like local writers event. There's about 20 other writers there, so it's going to be a great event, and I get to do that in person. And I too am doing the NaNoWriMo kind of thing. I'm writing book 3. So
Nice.
we're both working on book 3 in the month of November, so it'll be interesting to see if we both get done.
Yeah.
Although I've got a little bit higher word count than you do. So.
Yes, you do probably.
Yeah, I'm about 40,000 to make a book. So
Yeah, I just tell
take
people.
a
I
little
just
bit.
tell people I'm lazy. So.
There you go. Well, no, it's such a fast read. I mean, that's the thing. You got this meter to it, and it's
Yeah.
just fun to read.
And they're different. And they're different. Not necessarily genres, but different. Different types of stories too. So I mean, not all stories have the same word count. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, so the other thing is, we've been out on social media. We've gotten a lot of jokes from people. So a lot of the jokes, the last couple jokes I got today, came from our Facebook, Two Dads and Joke Facebook. But I did find something really great on the Twitter the other day that I thought was awesome, given that this is Halloween and whatnot. I found a great Paladin read. So it's from Paladin Dad at Paladin_Dad on Twitter. Says, "You really have to hand it to the halflings." You know why?
Why?
Because they can't reach it on their own.
I should have got that one. All right.
It's a halfling, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
Hey,
Thanks, Paladin Dad. We'll definitely do a shout out when we run this one.
Yes, absolutely. That was a good one. That's a good one. So, hey, I got one for you. One more before we get on to any business. So, what kind of music do mummies listen to?
What kind of music do mummies listen to?
Rap. All right. That one was bad. All right.
That was pretty bad. But mine's almost as bad. Maybe worse actually. So why don't vampires like Motown?
I have no idea.
Because they got no soul.
Oh, okay.
We didn't even plan those two together.
No, we
It just
didn't.
worked.
There
It was
you go.
perfect.
There you go. So there you go.
I don't know. We
Some
share
dad-
half a brain.
Some Halloween dad jokes. There you go.
Yeah, so I thought, this time around for this season we would get into a serious topic dealing with kids that was kind of important to my kids growing up, and probably a point there everybody is money.
Oh, yes.
So the next few episodes we're going to be talking about money, and I thought it was interesting where you started, because I would have started on the back end of this one, saving the fun stuff for later, but I like how you kind of open it up with like dessert first, and then we'll get progressively harder to talk about. So when you threw out the idea of when is it okay to splurge, give me where your head was. What was going on and what were you thinking about?
Well, I mean, there's two types of splurging. There's the big splurges where you go and do something together as a family, and you just kind of it's spur of the moment in a way. It's not planned. It's not budgeted. And there's that type of splurge. Maybe it's a big family trip, and then there's the other type of splurge where you're just kind of like, the kids want Chick-fil-A for the night, and you go and you pick it up. So it's the smaller splurges. And so, for me, when I think about splurging, because I'm kind of cheap. So, that's just me in general. I don't like to spend money on unnecessary things. So sometimes when I think about, when the kids say, hey, I want this, I think one of the things you have to do is you have to have a delicate balancing act, it feels like. And sometimes that becomes stressful because as a dad especially, you don't always want to say no. But at the same time, sometimes you have to be responsible. And so especially with the situation my family's coming out of, where my youngest was in the hospital for 3 or 4 days, and we had this big huge medical bill we were trying to pay off. There was times where the kids wanted to splurge, and I was just like, no, we can't order in pizza tonight. We should eat in, or no, we shouldn't go do this big event over here that costs $40 or $50 that we didn't have planned. But at the same time, you want to be able to spend that quality time for your family. So I think for me, it's always come down to when is it okay and versus when is it, you have to be responsible. And I found as a parent versus when, it was just me and my wife, there's a delicate balancing act right there, because you feel the guilt sometimes, and you don't want to disappoint your kids. But especially my kids are younger, but as they grow older, you need to be able to teach that responsibility of being, that hey, it's okay to go out and do it from time to time. Just go out and splurge on something. But there also needs to be that where you rein it in, because you don't want to just continue to spend on entertainment or other things like that. You have to be able to have the responsibility and the discipline to rein it in. And so that's kind of where I was going with it. But I think it's something that all parents struggle with at some point. I think it changes as kids get older, especially. So.
Yeah, so one of the big things that you got to be careful that the splurge doesn't become a lifestyle.
Exactly.
So, if you find yourself that, and I'm making this up a bit, but you find yourself Thursday afternoon, you're fried usually, and you find that, 3 Thursdays in a row, you decide I'm splurging and bringing home the Chick-fil-A, all of a sudden everybody starts to think Thursday's Chick-fil-A day, and you start to think Thursday's Chick-fil-A day, and now something that wasn't really a budgeted, planned thing becomes a thing.
It becomes a habit.
And so I think... Yeah, the habit. And so the biggest thing I can say from kids that are now, I got a 19-year-old in college that's trying to, manage her money very well and stay out of debt as much as possible, and then a 17-year-old about the same spot. Early on, the big thing that we try to teach our kids is, are you splurging from margin? Okay, it's this idea of in your budget, did you build in margin? Did you build in a place to go blow some money? We follow the Dave Ramsey stuff pretty consistently throughout our marriage, and he talks about blow money.
Yeah.
Right? The reality of it is, if you don't plan that, you will blow money.
Right.
There isn't a human out there that I've ever met that won't find a time to blow money. I know some pretty tight penny pinchers, but even they have a thing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Whether it's
Books.
a fancy... Yeah, a book, a fancy coffee, whatever it is, everybody has a thing. And so building that below money margin in to your life to know that, we've got this amount, and for the next couple of weeks, we're not going to have Chick-fil-A Thursday because we went to the pumpkin patch or whatever this weekend. That's totally cool. That's sort of a almost a righteous splurge. I don't want to call it that, but it's that intentionally building margin into your money. And where people get in trouble is, instead of saying no, they say yes on a credit card, and now that credit card is taking 15% of what that was worth every month till you deal with it, and it starts to be this rollover 15%. And I think that's where what you don't want to do is get your margin from a credit card. You want to have enough discipline to at least, I know I only have $2 this week for something extra, so the $2, I guess I'm going to buy a big Coke for my kid at the convenience store, right? I mean, that might be all you can get for $2 that week. Yeah. But I think that's really the trick is with kids is teaching them how to build margin in up front. And so, and along those lines, like my kids, I started having them buy their own clothes and stuff when they hit 13, because it puts them in a position where it's like, well, so do I go to the movies with my friends? And I can't really do that this week because I really need a new pair of shoes. Yeah. Right? And it starts to build that younger, where if they do get themselves in a mess, you can help them out, whereas opposed to later in life where you might not have the extra to help them out of the mess they got in.
Yeah. I've also noticed that when we use our blow money as cash, it allows us to not go over that margin as well.
Absolutely.
If you're just using your check card, bank card, debit card, whatever it is you're using, I've always noticed that we always go over what we intend to spend, but there's something about physically having it in your hand that doesn't allow you sometimes to necessarily go over. Because, once it's gone out of your hand, there's no more left to spend. So I found that that's always helped us in the past as well. And we do not practice that as much as we should. And I think that's a thing that helps. It's just a kind of a self-conscious thing where you just kind of notice it. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So.
No, the data on that's super clear. That if you're using cash, you spend less money.
Right.
And that's why McDonald's and everybody went to credit cards, even though there's a credit card fee. you're going to spend more because you're not looking at it going, oh, that's money I'm not going to have tomorrow for lunch.
Right.
So, when we think about margin and what happens to your wallet when you use cash and it's all gone, it can get kind of flat.
It's true.
But you know what else can go flat? Pumpkins. You ever seen a flat pumpkin?
I have not seen a flat pumpkin.
Like the end of the season, they kind of get flat.
Okay.
You know what time it is when your pumpkin goes flat?
No.
Time for a pumpkin patch.
Okay. That was a good one. You got me on that one. Okay. Well, here's something. Back along the lines of just Halloween. My family's been sick a lot. Asthma, allergies, fall allergies, things like that. So it got me thinking. You know how to tell if a vampire's sick?
How do you tell if a vampire's sick?
By how much he's coughing.
Oh, that's horrible.
That was a bad one. Oh man, I'm bad tonight.
No. Yeah. This is Halloween stuff. Well, everybody, this has been Two Dads and a Joke. I'm Alan.
I'm JJ.
And we'll see you next time.